My mother would have been so pleased to see the large crowd here today, and you'll get what I mean in a minute. My mother was not a Hallmark greeting card mother. Sometimes my middle sister would wail, "Why can't we have a regular mother?" Other mothers don't do this stuff. But when I think about it, I'm glad we had the one we had. Other mothers. Other mothers went to PTA, women's club, or sang in the church choir. My mother chased us with her underpants. Underpants ready for the laundry, because she knew we were fastidious, and she liked to see how long we would lock ourselves in the bathroom, too afraid to come out. Other mothers took their daughters to dancing class. My mother took me to wakes for people we didn't know, because she was fascinated by death and she liked to check out the makeup jobs. Other mothers didn't have false teeth, or if they did, they didn't tell anyone. My mother liked to scare us with her teeth. She'd put them in odd places to surprise us, like on our dressers, under our pillows, or in the medicine cabinet next to the toothpaste, because she liked to hear us scream and call our names like horse turd. Other mothers didn't put whiskey cookies in their kids' lunchbox, drive 70 miles to buy fresh eggs, play dead on the couch, or knit indefinable objects called skinks. Other mothers were no fun. The Denture Game. I walked into my bedroom, threw my book bag on the bed, snapped on the light. There they were, on my dresser, between my jewelry box and the Noxzema. My mother's false teeth, glowing in the lamplight, smiling at me in a disembodied grin. She'd put them there to make me scream. But I didn't scream. Not this time. I wrapped them in a wad of toilet paper so I could pick them up without touching them, put them in my underwear drawer, under my cotton panties and the training bras. Then I went downstairs to find my mother standing at the kitchen stove, stirring something. For a moment, no one spoke. "Notice anything in your room?" she said, hissing on the word notice, because of course she was missing her teeth. "Nope," I said. "Nothing at all?" "Nope." "What about on your dresser?" "Nope," I said. "Nothing." I turned to leave the room. "By the way," I said, "don't bother looking for your teeth. You'll never find them." She stirred the pudding for a while, then she smiled her secret smile, satisfied. knowing I had learned the fine art of retribution. Underpants. You're a horse tard, Mama. Other mothers don't chase their kids with their underpants. Turd was a word we didn't use in our house, maybe horse apples or dog poo, but never turd. So no wonder my middle sister couldn't pronounce it right. Besides, she was only 8. My sister was right. Other mothers wore gray uniforms to volunteer at the hospital or played bridge. Not my mother. My mother chased her kids with her underpants. You have to know, my mother didn't like water. She did not swim, wade, or go out in boats. Neither did she bathe too often. Hence, the underpants weren't always so fresh. You also have to know my sister was fastidious, an ideal candidate for my mother's underpants torture. Here's how it worked. My father and I are watching Milton Berle. Milton's in the middle of We're the Men from Texaco when my sister screams. I alert my father. Daddy, Mama's got the underpants. Milton is saying something about ladies and germs when my sister bursts into the living room. My mother is following her, dangling the underpants between her thumb and her index finger, flapping them at my sister. They circle the coffee table twice. For a moment, my mother corners my sister between the fireplace and the grand piano, but my sister pivots, dives under the piano, bounds up the stairs to lock herself in the bathroom. Next, it's always the same. My mother flattens herself against the wall outside the bathroom. She waits. My sister always comes out too soon. My mother pounces. The chase is on. Uncle Milty is wearing his dress, the Carmen Miranda one, when they hit the living room. I'm going to get you, Mama. See this wall, my sister yells? This wall is you. My sister punches the wall. Horse tard. My mother flops down on the couch. Did Milton come out in his dress yet? Yep, I say. He had the banana hat, too. You missed it. Shoot, she says. She pokes the underpants under the couch, picks up a cup of cold coffee, waiting for her on the end table, sits back to watch the rest of Uncle Milty, totally satisfied. Funeral home. Hey, Mama, who died? I don't know, she says. We'll see when we get there. We are sitting on rattan seats on a streetcar on 22nd Avenue. We're on our way to the funeral home. I'm wearing my new black patent leather strap shoes. I've got my purse and a hanky. Mama says you have to have your hanky so you can pretend to cry when you look at the dead people. That way, it looks like you know them. We arrive at the funeral home. Mrs. Okowski, I say, Chapel 1A. I'm in 2nd grade, just learning how to sound things out. Good reading, Mama says. Let's start with her. Okay, but wait a minute, I've got a spot on my shoe. Mama will spit on her hanky and wipe it off. She'll adjust my braids, brush off my navy blue skirt, and take my hand. You look fine, she says. Mrs. Okowski is laying in her coffin wearing a blue dress. She's got lots of makeup. I wish she'd move. If I look at her long enough, maybe I can make her move. Move, Mrs. Okowski. Move. I'm not talking out loud. You're not supposed to talk in a funeral home. I'm just saying it in my head. Move. She doesn't. She just keeps laying there in her blue dress. Mama jabs me with her elbow. Too much rouge, she whispers. I look at the 2 red circles on Mrs. Okowski's dead face and try not to smile. Mama's right. Mrs. Okowski doesn't look so good. We go to chapel 1B. Oh, 1B is beautiful. She's maybe 18 or 19, like the girl across the street. She has cheeks the color of cream. I think she drowned. She looks so cool and clean, like she slipped out of water, shining black hair pulled away from her face, dress of beige satin, white lilies all around. I think she's the moonbeam girl. Her arms rest in a V. Mrs. Okowski had her arms across her chest. I try out both positions. I hope no one's watching. First, I cross my arms on my chest. Then I put them in a V, like the moonbeam girl. Mama, which do you like better, up or down? They're both nice, she says, but which is better? Down, she says. Good, I think so too. That's what I'm going to do, because when I die, I want to look just like the moonbeam girl. Next, the mustache man. Mama, what are those white cards stuck inside the coffin lid? Mama told me people put mass cards in the coffin because they're Catholic. Mama said Catholics always kneel at the coffin and pray first. Then they look at the dead person second. We watch a man kneeling at the coffin. What are those beads? A rosary, she says. He's going to say a Hail Mary or something. Mama starts to laugh. The praying man is standing up now, looking at the dead man, with his mouth hanging open. Mama, what happened? He looks surprised. I think he got the wrong person, she says. He was praying for the wrong one. We both start to giggle. I bet he came to see Mrs. Okowski, I say. If he did, he got a big surprise. He should have looked first. Hush! Mama tries to stop laughing. I poke her in the leg. We should try to look serious, Mama. Then I poke her again. But Mama, I bet he was really surprised when he saw the mustache. Now Mama is hiding her face behind her hanky because she can't stop laughing. I'm trying hard to get a serious face, but our laughing keeps going. Mama, think of sad things, like when the dog died. For a minute, we're doing okay. But then she pokes my arm, and we both start laughing again. We can't help it. We can't stop laughing. 60 years later, my mother is in a nursing home, staring at the ceiling, at something no one else can see, unable to speak. I talk to her anyway, just in case she can hear me. Hey, Mom, remember when you took me to see all those dead people? What were you thinking? Why did you do that? She makes a gurgling sound. Remember Mrs. Okowski? Remember the moonbeam girl? She grunts. Remember that Catholic man with the mass cards? The mustache? Her face contorts. She gasps for air. Oh my God, she's choking. Just as I'm about to pull the emergency cord, I stop. Because she's not choking. She's laughing. I start to laugh too. Mom, we should think of serious things. It doesn't work. She grabs my hand and squeezes it. We can't stop laughing. Maywood Map. You can Google an address on your computer, even one from 70 years ago. So I type in 2029 South 13th Avenue, and when the little map pops up with 4 arrows pinpointing the location, I click the mouse, and there's my house. Same yellow brick, same bushes I crawled behind to build castles in the mud after a heavy rain. Driveway still there, unimproved, 2 cement tracks for the wheels of the 1940 Ford. Same front stoop where I sat and ate an entire pound of cherries once, the dark juice running down my chin, staining my dress. I click, turn, and slip around to the side window where Jack Frost had etched his icy designs on frigid mornings before my father stoked the furnace. Then I click the mouse, catch the arrow that sends me around back to the yard where Mama's taking the sheets off the clothesline because it's Computer Monday. And isn't that the day for washing clothes? If I turn up the volume, I can hear her say, "Hey, Marilyn, want to fold sheets?" Fold sheets, I say, you bet, because folding sheets is my favorite. We each take an end of the sheet and tug, me yanking against her, her yanking against me. And that tug of war makes me laugh so hard, my arms get weak. I collapse, I drop my end of the sheet, I fall down and roll around in the grass. My mother is still holding her end, and now we are both laughing. We are laughing so hard, we never notice the red exit dot at the top of the computer screen, where one click of the mouse will send us both into oblivion.